Feel like there could be a team overseas who would love to snatch Caitlin Clark away from us and give her a crazy offer. I mean, Ice Cube was about to give her $5 million to play in less than 10 games in the Big Three. So
Caitlin Clark's opening minutes were just leaked by the European League. They smiled broadly as they did it. Why wouldn't they? It's worth celebrating when you win the lotto without even trying.
No matter how the cachet of the WNBA elevates, remember, it could have been even better. You messed it up. You messed it up.
And by dumbest people alive, I mean the WNBA. They gave Caitlin Clark to the EuroLeague like she was a gift. I'm not sure what else could be more stupid than that. Based on this talk, it looks like she'll make more money in the EuroLeague than she did in the WNBA this season. The commissioner told her that as a player in the WNBA, she could make $700,000. Caitlin must be feeling better now because let's be honest. She is finally free from the constant abuse she had to go through. No more hip checks that come out of nowhere. She wasn't being poked in the eyes like it was a horror show about a contact sport. Now she can focus on basketball while the WNBA probably sits in a corner and tries to figure out what just happened. Caitlin Clark just took a break from the WNBA. And really, who could blame her? There was a big mess up by the WNBA. And now Europe is acting like they just won the lottery. They did it. Clark is being treated like a star in the European League while the WNBA is left scratching its head over how they lost their biggest star. However, this is what happens when you treat your best player like a backup player. I have been in the WNBA by selling different things, so I don't know what Kathy meant. Even the WNBA player who makes the most money right now makes a little more than $200,000. Let's start with money, since the WNBA wasn't one of them. What was Clark making? A total of $76,000 to $78,000 in her first season. That's it. Europe, on the other hand, is ready to give her a bag so big it will make WNBA executives cry. It's a lot more money, like hundreds of thousands of dollars more. Also, guess what? They really care about their players in Europe. Taxes, housing, and transportation are all taken care of by them. Yes, you did hear that right. They couldn't even give away a free bus pass. But what about Europe? Clark is living like a king or queen. As many teams' WNBA seasons come to an end, a lot of players are already going abroad to play when the season is over. However, some of these players aren't sure if they'll even come back because of all the drama in the WNBA right now and the low pay. Now, Kathy Engelbart and the rest of the WNBA's top minds are scared to death. Without Clark, what do they even have left? Yes, that's right, nothing. It's the same by 142%. She's gone now, just left. Why is that? $300,000 over 4 years. When you look at what the European League has to give, that is laughable. I'm not even going to talk about Ice Cube's $5 million offer to play 10 games with her. 10 games. Clark would have made that much in 4 full WNBA seasons. To be honest, I'd pack my bags too if I were her. Quickly. It was like Indiana Fever was making away games into home games. Even though all of that was going on, Caitlin was still pushing for the other team's players to get bonuses because she could see how much money and attention this was bringing in. But let's not act like it's just the money. It's something the WNBA could only dream of having. There was a season. In the summer, the WNBA barely makes it through a few months. Europe, on the other hand, plays from October to April, offering Clark more time to play, improve, and compete at a high level. Also, guess what? Who is the competition in Europe? Much harder. Compared to what Clark is about to face overseas, the WNBA might as well be a pickup game right now. The Europeans are over there strengthening their swords while the WNBA is idle. The WNBA is a waste of time. They don't matter. They're not important. Not any ice. The European League just took away Caitlin Clark's first minutes. And I have to say, Europe really did win big. At the same time, the WNBA is probably sitting in a corner thinking about how they let their best player get away. In all honesty, what they did to Clark should be seen as a basketball crime. It was like the WNBA begged Europe to take her because they messed up so badly, and Europe, they really couldn't have asked for better luck. I know she hadn't played in the league yet, but at least it was well known and a big deal. They now have Caitlin Clark, the real Caitlin Clark. The WNBA now has a huge hole where their only interesting player used to be. Also, don't forget the sponsors. Clark does more than just score points on the court. She's about to make a lot of money off the court, too. This is not the same as in the US when it comes to advertising and brand deals. While the WNBA asks itself what went wrong, Clark is about to be on every sign from London to Paris. What about everything? Clark was freaking out about Caitlin, but you let her get away. There was no need for Europe to try very hard. They only gave her what she deserved. It sounds like a dream, taking trips and playing basketball in Europe. Like, we played in the EuroLeague Championship in Paris, which is where we went. Let's talk about what Europe is getting now. In the EuroLeague, there is real competition, while in the WNBA, every game feels like the same old thing. Not only American players are competing, this is the best talent from places like Russia, Turkey, Spain, and France. No way could the WNBA. Clark is about to play basketball against teams that play rough. Don't say that soft WNBA stuff. Force is the only way to get things done in Russia. She will need to get tough and starve people. I can't wait to see how she deals with that. Then there's Turkey, where the game is smooth, quick, and all about making quick plays. Don't worry about how fast the WNBA plays. Clark is about to see a show on how to play basketball. In a perfect world, more of these private. Own teams in the EuroLeague. Some of these WNBA teams might want to sign some of our best players. And we could lose more players to play abroad if the money makes sense and the business side makes sense. Also, get this. It takes teamwork to win in the EuroLeague. Accuracy and real-world plans. Could you picture Clark in a league where teams don't just wait for one star to carry the game? For the kind of basketball that counts, she'll have to change. Right now, the WNBA looks like a pickup game compared to what she's about to go through in Europe. Not everyone knows everything about the EuroLeague's past either. This has been going on since 1958, long before the WNBA was created. This is where legends like Diana Taurasi and Breanna Stewart did their best. What Clark is about to do will be just as good, if not better. For now, Clark is the best basketball player in the world, and the WNBA can only look on and wish things were different. Because Diana Taurasi was paid $1.5 million to play in Russia at that time. At that time, the WNBA pay was $107,000, which was the most in the league. What about the fans? They're excited, I see. Some of the most dedicated basketball fans in the world are from Europe. There are devoted fans out there. Now they can see Caitlin Clark light up their courts. People are already saying that it reminds them of Kobe Bryant's famous European trips, and they're not wrong. Right now is a very important time for basketball in Europe. Russia, Turkey, and Spain all have fans. It's already full of these people for the game. Also, they now have a star like Clark to cheer for. Things are about to get really exciting. While this is going on, WNBA fans in the U.S. are stuck watching. And exactly what? They have nothing to look forward to without Clark. Even though she had all of that, all of these eyes were on the league. It's because of her. When the Indiana Fever played away games, they turned them into home games. When we talk about the WNBA, let's talk about how their viewing is about to drop sharply. Clark alone got more people to watch than the league has had in years. About 1.18 million people watched each of her games with the Indiana Fever. Take that in. In general, only 394,000 people watched each WNBA game. Clark was more than 3 times that. She's gone now, though. Someone else wasn't getting any attention. They were there for Clark, and it would be hard to keep people excited without her. Okay, the number of people watching WNBA games is the biggest it has been in 24 years, shown on TV. Games with Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever had an average of 1.18 million viewers, while all other games had an average of 394,000 watchers. There were a record 22 games that had more than 1 million people each. During the playoffs, the proof was clear. A lot of people watched less when Clark wasn't on the game. The first game between the Liberty and the Aces, only 929,000 people watched. It used to be over 1 million when Clark played. There will be a huge hole in the WNBA without her, and they deserve it because they let her get away. I think all of this talk about what Caitlin was doing wrong is nonsense because all she was doing was going outside and playing great hoops every night. Clark kept the league going, and now she's going to Europe with her skills and the people who came with them. And Europe, they're going to make a lot of money off of this, though. Fans of the EuroLeague were already big, but with Clark in the mix. Do not worry about it. Russia and Turkey have stadiums that are 100% full. That's just the start. About to happen in Europe is a huge basketball event, and Clark will be there to host it. She will put on a show that the WNBA could never hope to match. Also, the WNBA had a chance, but they blew it big time. Why did they put Clark in the same box as everyone else, give her a small paycheck, and expect her to stay? She's a superstar, not just a supporting character. Europe won't give her up now that they have her. That was all just made up stuff about what Caitlin was doing. I thought she was doing something wrong when all she was doing was playing basketball every night and ignoring the hate she was getting from fans, rivals, coaches, and everyone else. Thus, WNBA, take pleasure in your empty seats and poor numbers. That's right. There will be no next time. Maybe you'll know how to deal with a player like Clark then. She is now a treasure for Europe. The WNBA can whine about it all they want, but the EuroLeague gets to see Clark kill shots and set records. Oh, WNBA, good job. You really did a great job this time.